Hey everybody, it is Tanya Atomic, and today I'm going to be checking out this new palette from Creature Cosmetics, and this did come out very recently, and it is the Sleepaway Camp palette. I'm really excited about this. So the cover here, the box, looks like a VHS cover. It's even got the little indicator stickers here. This is the original uncut version right here. And it's got the original artwork, but of course it says 12 shade eyeshadow palette. And then here is the back that tells you about it. Actually it tells you about the movie a little bit. And then it has the Creature Cosmetics here. And then of course the beautiful Felicia Rose there, who I actually did a little bit of music for one of her films that she directed. She did a short film called Dinner with the Dwyers. So check that out if you get a chance. She is gorgeous, and I hope, I didn't actually get to meet her in person. I did everything remotely, but I'm hoping someday to meet her in person. So here is the palette, and it's got Angela artwork here, and here is the back. And it has the information here, the ingredients. It is cruelty-free and vegan, has that information here. And it is cardboard palette, and it opens up, you know, completely, like two sections. Here's the mirror side, and it has this neat little detail where it has a letter from camp home to mom and dad. And something bad happened. Looks like there's a little red there, and same on this side. So this is like the doodles from a notebook. Something happened. You know, there's a little evidence of something bad happening there. We have got here 12 shades, and they're very colorful. It's kind of a rainbow palette. Let's swatch a few of the colors. I'm interested to see the red, how the reds do. This is the matte, and that's the shimmer. And those are both very pigmented. It's like a more of an orangey red than a blue red. Very pretty. Sort of a blood red. Then we've got the pink and the purple. Those are super pigmented. We have, I'm going to do surprise ending, this red, and compare it. It is a darker red. That is a blue red. That's a nice darker red. So far these all swatch really well. Here I'm going to try the purple at the waterfront. That's a lighter bluer purple than Carpenter's Dream, which is the redder purple. And you know what, let's just go ahead and swatch it all. So archery here is this green, Drowning Lessons. Sleeping Bag Massacre is this deeper green. They're all super highly pigmented. Look how I swatched that one all wonky there, but whatever. And then I've got we've got the Curling Iron and Kitchen Nightmares. And so there's that. So it's very, very, oh, I didn't do a beekeeping, which is the yellow. Ooh, that is a bright, shiny yellow. So it's very rainbow. It does come with a plastic protector, and I will set these things aside, and I'm going to do an eye look using some of these colors just to see how I like it, how it performs. I didn't set my eyes with any primer, not for any reason except that I forgot. We'll see how these shadows react without a primer. And there's a kitty sitting behind me. I reached back and there was a little warm face rubbing on my hand. And luckily it was a kitty. So, okay. I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to go into At the Waterfront, this really light kind of lilac-y color. I'm going in on a very fluffy brush, just here in my crease. And I'm gonna say it does suffer a little bit without primer. Very, very soft. Actually, it looks pretty good. It's really soft. My cat is playing with my brushes. I'm gonna go ahead and take this all the way up because it is a very, very soft color. And I think that looks nice. I'm gonna go with Carpenter's Dream just in the crease here and blend it into. So there's a tiny bit of kick up, not a lot of fallout, even without primer. I think that looks pretty so far. What I'm gonna do now is, I'm just gonna do a purple look, I think. What I'm gonna do now is go into Curling Iron, which is this deep shimmer. And I'll place it here. Okay, so I did get a little bit of fallout with Curling Iron, and I don't know if it's because it's a shimmer that it's different than the mattes in the way that it has fallout. But yeah, I got a little fallout on both sides. So be careful of fallout on the Curling Iron. There isn't a lot of kick up. There's a little bit of dust kick up in the mattes, but not anything unusual. Okay, so Curling Iron feels kind of buttery, and it is applying better with my finger, and there is not the fallout. So I think it's having trouble, because it's buttery, it's having trouble picking up on the brush. So I'm gonna use, I just use my finger for that. And then Kitchen Nightmares, I'm gonna go with that for the remainder. So I have a feeling that these shades would do even better with a primer, but I'm happy with the way it looks without a primer, and with the way that these shades feel. They are really soft. It's sort of a surprise too, because sometimes when you know, you look at these more what would you call it, like collaborations or licensed, because this is a officially licensed product. Sometimes, you know, they go more for packaging, and the shadows themselves just aren't as good. But these are good. Now, are they the, you know, like best formulas I've ever used, or like within the top 10 percentile? No, they're not, but they are probably, but they are quite good still. They aren't as good as, say, a Nomad Cosmetics or Natasha Denona, like super high-end. But they are, I think, as good or maybe better than ColourPop. I'm just trying to compare. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like they're about ColourPop standards, or maybe a little bit better. They do feel creamy and buttery. They hit all these criteria for me that make a good shadow for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and try. I'm gonna do the reds underneath. It's not something I typically would do, but I'm going to, and I'm gonna use the surprise ending. You've seen the movie, because it's a little bit of a bluer red. and I feel like that would match. I mean, that's so pigmented, you can really see it, and I just kind of glide it on. Hi, Mandu. My cat is behind me, kind of grabbing onto my back, like climbing up my back, and grabbing my hair. So I think it's really visible. It's went on smooth, no patchiness. I want to see how it blends out. So I'm going to take Judy, the hot pink. That has a lot of kick up. Okay. So the hot pink has a lot of kick up. I'm tapping off my brush. I'm a little scared of this. And really it's blending out softly. I'm kicking off a lot of the product and just using a very, very little amount. And that is blending out really smoothly, really softly. These are good. I use the Re-Animator palette. I will link that below because that palette is also quite good. And I was surprised. So that blended out really smoothly, and I can really see the hot pink even though I just used a touch of the color to blend out some of that red. And yeah, the last thing I'm going to do, I think I just want to try Drowning Lessons, the blue. Kind of want to put that right here and just kind of blend it. Softly. So just so that there's a little deepness of blue, I'm just putting like a touch. I take a little bit of a more fluffy open brush. I'm going to go into Beekeeping and tap that out and just kind of put it in the side here. Just so there's a hint of yellow shimmer. Just a touch, just a very touch. So that is everything complete. And let me just talk a little bit about my experience. This is a first impression. But from my experience, everything worked really well. Except kind of at the waterfront, it was very, very soft. I feel like it might be a little bit patchy, although in the camera it looks patchier than I think it does when I look in the mirror. But it's for this palette, it's the one that I think gave me a little bit of trouble, although it's not terrible by any means. Everything else I thought was really good. I used all the colors except the greens and the orangey reds. But yeah, they all swatched really well. They felt really smooth, and I really like this palette. Plus it's a fun one. I mean, let's be honest, it's really a fun palette that you can put on display for the artwork, especially if you love the movie Sleepaway Camp. Who would I recommend this to? Definitely anyone who loves the movie, anyone who loves horror movies, memorabilia, that kind of thing. I think I would definitely recommend this to. I do think it's a fairly good rainbow palette with some good, with a good formula. The only thing is, like I said, the light purple was just a little bit too light, and I don't know if it's because I didn't use a primer. Probably next time I will try using a primer, but I would say it's a fairly good rainbow palette too, but really it's for the horror collector, the horror fan, and definitely in that respect I think it's well worth it. And I think if you are a fan of this movie and a fan of eyeshadow, you will enjoy this palette. I enjoy the formula of Creature Cosmetics, and I will definitely be purchasing more from them. This is my second palette from them, and I foresee more purchases in the future. So Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think of the movie, what you think of this palette, what you think of other palettes from Creature Cosmetics. Let me know in the comments below, and thanks for watching.